Welcome to the channel. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Today's video we are reviewing a Pagani design. It is one of the new releases, and as always Pagani design are absolutely killing it again with the models, bringing out just so many, more than you can keep an eye on. So let's open the box, and what do we have here? This is their new Pagani design Daytona homage. This watch Pagani design have absolutely ripped, and they have rinsed it in terms of variants. There's just so many to get. Personally, I like the normal black dial or the white dial one. I reviewed that a couple of years ago, and it is probably the best Daytona homage from Pagani in my opinion. Now, they have jumped on that Tiffany blue bandwagon quite hard, as you'd expect though, and of course they want to capitalize and make money on this trend. So this is the Daytona homage. As you can see, it is quite shiny, so I do need to get my gloves on before I handle this. And on wrist, I am wearing my Seiko Cocktail Time Presage. Okay, so let's get on with the review. So with regards to packaging, they have provided the usual stuff. You got your cloth, warranty card, instruction manual, and a spare 20mm NATO strap and a little screwdriver. Now they have decided to go back to this big ass box. I've mentioned before, it's nicely enough done, but it's not something which I kind of like. I think it's too big for the watch. It's a bit bulky, and the smaller watch boxes are just so much better, a little bit more convenient in packaging. But yeah, this is a bit of a heavy duty box in all fairness, and it'll add to the price. Therefore, if they reduce the box and reduce the price also. So yeah, here we go. This is the Pagani design Daytona in this Tiffany blue, or teal blue should we say. This watch does need a very good clean before I get started, because of all the shiny surfaces. Let's start off with specifications. Now this of course runs a Seiko VK63 Mecha Quartz movement. The following complications are possible with this watch. At the right you do have a 24-hour subdial. To your left you've got a 60-minute timer, and at the 6 you've got a small seconds. You also have a date complication, as well as a central large chronograph hand, which will be activated by pressing the pushes that you see to the side of the watch, and we'll leave that running throughout this review. Now the watch is also constructed from 316L stainless steel. You also have 100 meters of water resistance, a screw down crown and a screw down case back, and the watch will come to you in 3 different colors, the one I have in hand, and a pink and also a dark green, which looks quite striking. Now in terms of dimensions, you've got a 40mm case diameter. You do have an overall thickness of 12mm. You've got a lug to lug of 48mm, a crown diameter of 6.8mm, a 20mm lug width, and an overall weight with no links removed at 150 grams. I said earlier that I reviewed the previous models. They haven't really changed anything in terms of build quality and the design of course, and what they have done is just changed the dials effectively. Now they have made other smaller differences in terms of the bezel on this one and the case, so I'd like to go through those with you guys. And the first thing that you're going to see is you've got a fully polished tachometer bezel. The writing is actually quite well done. It's nicely engraved. You've got the black ink filling in every marker. There's no gaps and nothing basically wrong with it. The polished is a very highly polished. Now, for me, I find that quite distracting, but I think as far as practicality, that will be a bit of an issue. As you can see here, it's just reflecting off every angle, and that will get scratched up pretty quick. Now, you've also got a polished finish around the case, so you got the case sides and the lugs. But that is nicely matched with the brushing that you see on the bracelet. So you've got this polished stripe that goes down the center of the bracelet, and it does complement the finishing of the watch, and the bracelet does break it up by giving you these 2 brushed lines. So I think visually it looks okay. It is meant to be a shiny piece. Let's call it a bit of a dress watch. It is meant to definitely catch the eye, but for me I just see a lot of impracticality surrounding this watch in terms of the scratches, dinks and marks that you are going to get, and it's going to be extremely visible. But having said that, the price will definitely more than make up for it. It's only around £80, which is about $100. So not that you'll mind if it does get scratched up, but I think the point is it just won't look nice. So it's something which you probably won't be able to wear as a daily beater, and you are probably better off going for a different color dial, i.e. the black ceramic insert. The other thing you want to look at is of course the dial. Now the dial does have usual Pagani design construction. You've got the Pagani design logo just below the 12, as well as the text and chronograph underneath that, and sport in red. So quite a few lines of text just below the 12, but that isn't uncommon for a watch of this design. Now the sub dials are actually really nicely done. They are slightly subset, and you've got this silver ring, a very fine silver ring surrounding them to give you some sort of visibility and allow you to distinguish these sub dials from the main dial. The date window is around at 4:30, just before 5. I don't know how people feel about that. I know there is a lot of hardcore enthusiasts that really don't want a date window on this dial, and I can see why, because it does help preserve that symmetry. It is quite a stunning display, and yeah, I get it. I think the date window does kind of break that up slightly. You've also got polished hands, well placed, and with the main hands you get this sort of black line going through the center, giving you this split hand look. Bit of lume applied, but we'll see how good that is a little bit later on. And of course these polished bullet tipped hour markers, which does make the dial pop. Under the right light you get some really good reflection of that. But I don't know about you guys, I am getting kind of sick with this whole Tiffany blue thing, so I probably would go for a different dial color, but I'm looking at the dark green one, which looks quite good. This is what you'll have to consider if you want to go for a watch which absolutely blings and shines everywhere and is going to be a scratch and fingerprint magnet. Then this is probably one that you want to buy. But if it's the opposite, you want something which is a bit more subtle, a bit of a beta as well, and you want it just to look nice on wrist with that Daytona setup, then I'd definitely say go for a different color, different bezel arrangement. Now let's just have a quick look at the bracelet. Really nice brushing to the bracelet, and you've got the center polish links, as I said. A 3-link design, and you can already see a few micro scratches if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, and unfortunately that is what you get with this highly polished surface. Pagani design logo along the top, and a very nice level of brushing present on those links. The links are also screw-in links. Let's check out the case back. A very plain and simple case back, so they've gone for something just quite normal. And then what you've got, diver 100 meters. Of course that's incorrect, it is a chronograph, but you know, it's Pagani design, what do we expect? Solid end links, all solid links around. Very nice case. It is polished beautifully, I must add. Now I'm interested in the lume. Let's see how good it is on these watches. But you know, a point to note is that this type of watch and the homages I've seen, none of them have amazing lume. You know, the markers are quite small, so it's just good to have a small amount of lume. So let's see how well Pagani design do this. So here's the lume on the Pagani design, and as I said, you know, there are small bits of lume that have been applied to the hour markers and the hands. The hour markers are slightly brighter than the lume applied on the hands. You can see that is extremely thin. But you know, you do have a slight bit of visibility. You know, this watch isn't meant to have the best lume anyway. And it's okay, you know, it's Pagani design. You will see some lume, definitely. It just won't last very long. So on wrist, the PD1727, it does fit good. They do wear quite comfortably as well. The weight isn't too excessive, and nor are the dimensions or the proportions. Everything looks good. So yeah, I mean, it's you know, another winner if you do like the design. And I think Pagani design are doing one thing good, is they are maxing out on all the variants of this particular model, which is good because it gives you just so much choice. And I think from PD, the choice is absolutely incredible. You just got literally every variant out there. So yeah, you know, it's all about your taste, what you like. For me, there's just too much shine going on here. Too many polished surfaces. It's not something that you can wear, I suppose, every day without the watch getting slightly ruined. But at the price, you're not really going to complain that much. And I think that's the beauty of homage watches. And I think Pagani design is the epitome of what a homage watch is. So yeah, this is my review on the PD1727. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Please check out the link within the description if you choose to purchase this watch. And I would seriously consider looking at other variants and other colors of this Pagani design Daytona homage, because they've got absolutely loads, and some of them do look really good, and they are quite practical as well. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you on the next video.